Oh, perfect timing. Ah, the lightning flash with the soundtrack, that was beautiful. Actually, it seems like, even though it's a familiar scene, the intro itself has been updated quite substantially. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Project Zomboid. And if you've been following this game for as long as I have, you know that this is a very exciting day for this game, because the long-awaited Build 42 has just released its Unstable branch. You can try this right now by opting into the Unstable beta on Steam, but of course it is very, very early, so we can expect bugs. Although I don't anticipate many of this game's players will actually care. I know I certainly don't, because this adds some long-awaited features, such as a completely revamped crafting and, well, system, rudimentary animal husbandry, basements, guys, basements in one of the creepiest and comfiest games out there, and a whole lot more, and even more to come. So I can't wait to get started. Oh, look at this. There's an entire scrollable map of the game world, realistic. I cannot wait to start digging into this, but we'll save all that stuff for gameplay. Now, the issue I always have when starting a new Project Zomboid save is I don't really know what to do with myself beyond just surviving for as long as possible, and that can get old pretty quickly. So here's what I'm thinking. Even though it released years ago, I have never actually been to Louisville, a dense, highly populated city that most would probably rather avoid because it is zombie central up here. But it was such an anticipated thing for so long, and it's kind of a shock that for the hundreds of hours I have in this game, I've never ventured up there. So I think for this video, that is precisely what we're gonna do. Of course, nothing ever comes easy in Project Zomboid, and this is going to be no exception. See, in the early stages of infection, Louisville was established as a safe zone in the region, meaning there's quarantine walls and security checkpoints and all sorts of things, as well as probably a moat of zombies outside and within. But anything worth doing is worth doing right, so that means we're gonna have to spend a lot of time preparing, building up our skills, making sure that we're prepared to take this on in so many different ways. So now we just gotta figure out what kind of circumstances we want to start in. And Echo Creek, ooh, that's new. And it's fairly far away, so what do you say? It's a trailer park, fairly sparse. But that looks like a mechanic shop, and one of the earliest things we're gonna need is a car. You know what? Let's check it out. And we can now see that each of these areas comes with an overview and description. Echo Creek. The perfect location for those wanting to explore the western reaches of Knox Country by road. It's rural Kentucky at its finest. The people here farm, pray, and like to keep to themselves. So why not venture east to find Ekron with its famous gnome factory and bustling community college? Alternatively, take a trip south to Irvington and its famous speedway. Then to the north you'll find Brandenburg with its Pondview shopping center and the newly docked P.S. Delilah steamboat. No matter which way you go, it'll be the trip of a lifetime. I've actually opted to go for Sandbox with Apocalypse as a base because there are just a couple of things I want to change, and anything I change will be highlighted in yellow. First of all, I like to go for Saliva only, that's just my preference for zombie rules. And also, I've changed Fake Dead Zombie Reanimation. I guess that's zombies can be not really dead and just kind of go dormant, which can lead to some surprises. Anyways, back to our character creation, and I always take Keen Hearing, because that substantially reduces the possibilities of zombies sneaking up from behind, and that is one of the biggest killers in this game. It seems like ooh, wilderness knowledge is a new one. Blacksmith knowledge? There's blacksmithing? Vehicle not yet. There's all kinds of new crafting related things, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do that. You know what? Maybe we start as a mechanic. Not only will that help us since we're going to be on the road for so long, but also it makes sense. Maybe it's our shop in town here. I love doing this. I love taking the mechanics and sort of combining those with the world and events, and use that to sort of roleplay a story for ourselves. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun if we keep up like this, but now you'll see we have negative 10 points because we've got all this good stuff going for us. So we're going to need to make ourselves weaker a bit. We could also reclaim 5 of those points by taking Fear of Blood, panic when performing first aid on self. That actually sort of makes sense because you're a mechanic, you fix things for a living. This is sort of similar, but it's so much more high stress, so much more vicious and visceral. Okay, we'll take that. You also get stressed when bloody. You just do not like being covered in the stuff. Alright, we'll take that, but we still need to get another 3 points back. You know what? How about nervous? I mean, we already have this fear of blood. How about we're kind of a hypochondriac, you know? Kind of makes the smoking sort of less logical, but then again, maybe we need it to cope. Tell you what, that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna drop smoking, but we're gonna be high thirst. Needs more water to survive, but we're especially prone to being panicked. So we're kind of a nervous wreck, but we know our stuff. Look at that. Could this be any more appropriate? Our randomly generated character, before I've even touched anything, starts off wearing a face mask. Well, Noel Dawson, I like to take my characters as they're given to me, and I think you're perfect. Let's just, ooh, the voice preview, that's new.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
I think I'll go with Chris. Maybe I'm a bit biased. All right, let's go. These are the end times. There was no hope of survival. This is how you died. And that is the biggest thing to understand in playing this game, that it is the story of your life. There's no final objective. There's objectives that you make for yourself, goals that you set in order to facilitate either increasing your survival or your comfort. But ultimately, it's just like real life. You go as far as you can until you die. Welcome to Build 42 testing. Here are some quick tips on what has changed. Farm animals need a livestock zone and will never leave it as long as they're safe, even if it is unfenced. The firearm system has been upgraded. You're given a pistol to experiment with. Ooh, I didn't even know about that. Building and crafting are now done by pressing the new icons at the top left. Hold E to pick up and drag bodies, and the same to drop them. Okie dokie. I also noticed they added proper 4K support. Look at this. Okay, I just need to check the options real quick to see if we can zoom in further. Oh look, pause when focus is lost. I assume that has to do with like alt-tabbing or accidentally activating sticky keys or something. Water quality, crank that up to high. Are you kidding me? There we go, now we can zoom in much, much further. The doors actually, they swing open now! Well, the first thing we're gonna want to do is find ourselves a melee weapon then. And peek out these windows to see what's around us. There's some zombies milling over there. Oh. Okay. Looks like we're gonna have to sneak out before we do anything else. Nothing out here. Ooh, a plastic bottle. We can fill that with water. I don't know how long it's going to be until the water and power are cut off, but we can rest assured that they are going to be fairly soon. So we want to get as much as we can before that happens. This door is locked. Maybe we can... Ooh, open this window. Wait, room report. What does that mean? Is that like a debug feature or something? Come on, there we go. We've opened the window. And we're in. And it doesn't look like anybody saw us. Now remember, we have high thirst, so I filled up that water bottle from the sink. We're always going to want to keep that topped off and fill up as many as we can. Oh. It looks like our neighbor didn't make it. But is there something in your hand? Let's climb in and hope an alarm doesn't go off. Ooh, you've got a box of shotgun shells. I will help myself to those. And you've got a shotgun and an M1911 pistol. Okay, we'll put that shotgun on our back, but unfortunately none of these are things that actually help me. But we should be taking all this stuff back as soon as possible. Remember, we are a nervous wreck. We are not exactly eager to get into a fight, and, well, even if we weren't role-playing, there's good reason for that. We are the most vulnerable in this early game. Because these systems are so complex, we have to consider everything. It's not just about combat ability. If we get some zombies chasing us and we can't handle them all, what if we get tired? What if our weapon breaks? If we have to run from them, sure, that's one thing, but where are we going? Probably someplace with more zombies. It's very easy for the thing you don't expect to be the thing that gets you in the end, and you only have to make one mistake. A car would help us out tremendously right now. Unfortunately, we can't get into this one. What about this one over here? No. Well, maybe there's some keys nearby, but that's not good. There is a zombie coming toward us. See, the thing about starting out in a rural area is that there are fewer zombies, but also fewer opportunities. I think it works out in our favor right now. Oh, but we're panicking at the sight of one of our undead former friends and neighbors. We're just gonna have to push you over and stomp, stomp. And you're gone. That is our first zombie kill. I'm gonna have to re-enable the auras. But first I gotta get in here. Hopefully we can find some keys. Now something that's cool about Panic is that our character will gradually, over time, become more comfortable with doing these things, but since this was literally our first encounter with the undead, things are not going to be as easy for us. Please, a knife, a bat, anything. Glass, yep, sounds like somebody just broke through. But there's a shed right here and a whole bunch of zombies. Okay, nope, 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 they definitely saw me. Go, go, go. Leave. No! Let's kill you while we've got the chance. You're down. A fillet knife. You know what? If it's all we've got, it's all we've got. It's been a long time since I'd played, too, so I'm really, really... Oh, no, they definitely saw me. Alright, now... We're gonna have to be brave on this one. We need that area, because that might be the only place we can get a melee weapon. If we can split them off, divide and conquer, bring just a couple at a time, there is a way to do this. Let's push you over and stomp. Go. Little by little, that's the name of it. Another. Now this panic isn't just something to describe how our character is feeling. It affects our accuracy, it affects the damage we do. In other words, it makes everything harder, so it is a real hindrance to us. Don't like it, but, you know, I did notice that there are a lot of self-help books around our cabin and the others. Maybe we've been asking to borrow them, trying to be less of a nervous Nelly. And we really thought we were improving, only now for, well, all of this to happen. Maybe these are some of the people we borrowed those books from in the first place. But look, you'll see, now we've got another Moodle up there. We are out of breath. So we'll need to take a rest for a while. Isaac Noland. The dead have names now. There's one more in there, one out here. We are getting tired in a big, big hurry. Oh no. Yep, no, I don't know if we can handle this. Go, 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 go. I'm half tempted to try the shotgun, but I know that would be a big mistake. I just need one of you to be pushed over. I actually don't really have the option of turning back at this point because you'll just chase me to my house and I'll have nowhere to go. Hang on. Is that a watch you're wearing, neighbor? Key to a residence. Okay, we'll take that. I don't know which one it goes to yet, but I'll take it, and we can wear that watch on our left wrist. We've taken some time to rest up, and unfortunately, we are now drowsy. But I just can't afford to go to bed until I have something to swing at these guys, just anything. So I'm gonna have to step over there. Unfortunately, yeah, by now, whoever was in there will have broken out of their prison. And I have no idea where they went. You're breaking out of yours in the meantime. Which means that we're gonna have to take out somebody else. I mean, the only good thing about this is that every zombie that we eliminate is one less, right? We're already tired again. I can hear more, yes. Oh, I think maybe that radio that I can see is on in there might be attracting their attention. Ooh, a radio! Maybe I can get some idea of what's going on outside? Flu-like leads to confusion. But this is another cool thing. You see those dots, those gaps in the information? That's because we're outside. The closer we are, the more clearly we can hear it, the more we can actually discern what's being said. I'm wondering if I can use the shotgun to remove broken glass. There we go. I know you need an object to do it without getting cut up. But now we're inside. Is there anything maybe in here? Well, besides a baby crib. Could use the sheet, because we can use that to cover our windows. Beyond that, though, yeah, I'm having a really hard time getting out of this trailer park. Look at that, the light switches have a little nightlight on them so we can tell where they are in the dark. That's cool. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go to sleep right now, but there's not much we can do to make ourselves safer. So I'm just gonna add a sheet to this window here. We need another one. It only blocks that one minute angle. There's a claw hammer right here. Well, I was hoping for a bat or something, but it'll have to do. It'll just have to do. And in the meantime, let us sleep. Agitated. We wake up agitated. And I don't blame you. Must be getting some really, really bad nightmares right now. Unfortunately, we have to wake up and find out that, yes, this really is reality. So we're going to once again fill up our bottle and go out there and see what we can do. Just taking a little walk to the end of the block, and it seems we have a gas station slash diner. This might be a good spot for us to set up temporarily. Well, that's if we can take it. Look, there's a car over there, a trailer. I wonder if we can actually use the water tower for anything. But either way, we've got a lot of materials right here that'll act as a great base for getting us off the ground. So we'll come through here. Doesn't seem like there's anything. Food's still frozen because the power's still on. Maybe we can make something happen here. We've got a back door, multiple entrances and exits, multiple floors. Ooh, maybe there's a living space upstairs? It's starting to rain and we can't get in. We also cannot get through that window right there. Great. Hopefully we can find a key around. Also, cutaways. Cutaways, I really need you to show me what's behind that wall. This area is fenced in. There's bars on that window. It's the garage. It's the place where I work. So I suppose the owner won't mind. I mean, they got out of Dodge and left me behind. Might as well use this place for myself. Oh, it looks like they also took a lot of tools as well. Metalworking chisel. I can probably do something with that. Epoxy, all kinds of stuff. A battery. Let's see what else is here. Oh. It's really dark and I can hear something banging on something. I guess it's only fitting that in an update where basements have been introduced, darkness plays a much bigger role. Metalworking punch, a wrench. I think it's fitting that a wrench be used as a weapon by the mechanic. This is one of my favorite parts of this game, is those moments where you're just tensely walking around trying to investigate a noise from somewhere. Oh god, I don't have a flashlight or anything. I can't go back there. Cigarette pack. Maybe that means there'll be matches. Alright, let's light this. The rain gently falling outside, right there. Sorry, we're closed. Ooh. Our very first basement. Thankfully, somebody's left the lights on. Oh? Never mind, our boss never did get out of town. Maybe he thought he'd be safe down here. Okay, this way. Come on, we're not gonna do this here. We're not gonna do this here. Oh, come on, please just make this easy. His face distorting, crumpling with each hit, but never ceasing. I am sorry I assumed you left me. And that sad music comes in just at that moment. Oh, and my coworker, who I didn't care as much about. Well, whatever, you can come up here too. He has this whole home bar down here, and a flashlight. Well, that'll serve us a lot better than your matches ever did. This place is quite impressive. I'm finding some batteries, but they're all, like, minimal juice. And there's a radio somewhere. But again, I can't get to it. Now, Professor, I understand you're a scientist working with the military. I am. And I'm here to put a few fears to rest. I could use that. People in there, they're in a bad way, but they're still standing. The symptoms, flu-like. Then it's panic and confusion. It's the broadcast from before. The situation remains volatile. We think it's slowed. Maybe transmission has, It remains volatile. We think it's slowed. Will they recover? At this point in time, we have no reason to believe they won't recover. What about Nox Talk Radio? How's it going, James? Not so good. I guess we don't need to ask why. You know anyone in there? Nah, it's just something weird not knowing what's going down. I mean, it's 1993. There's gotta be other ways to call out. Phone system's down, no big transmitters that we know of. Something about something short range? I'm in your boat, James. I just don't know. What don't they want to be heard? What if they're too far gone? You think that's what they're hiding? Lots of military bases in there, James. Whole lot of secret stuff. That's my reading, anyway. There's just no other way to go about this. Yeah. Let's remove broken glass. And we'll get some boards up over this when we get the chance. Meantime, we gotta make sure it's safe. Maybe we can get some answers on TV? TV always knows. I wish I knew what happened to his kids. A crowbar. Crowbar is life. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I think... Ooh. I think at least until we figure things out, this is our home. In the meantime, I could use some more protection than a simple mask. I really am a dork, aren't I? Talking to a farmer in Lebanon, Kentucky with some unusual livestock. Just talking about a platypus. Triple N? Where in the pizza world are we today? Nobody's talking about this. And that probably doesn't help my anxiety, knowing that nobody else seems to be taking this as seriously, or at least not publicly. And now we're getting really quite sad. But this has already shown exactly what I love about this, how we have to really consider every little thing that we need rather than just what weapons we have and how powerful we are. Having to consider how we're going to light the space, realizing that we broke that window, so now we need to patch it up if we're going to stay here. I've always been a huge fan of zombie media, in particular The Walking Dead, the show, the comics, everything. And it's because it's all about the long term. Where in other games, if you can just get really good at killing zombies, you've basically already won. But here, you could die because you didn't have a place to get firewood to burn in the winter, because you couldn't find a way to grow enough food, because you have an infection and you don't have any way to get antibiotics. Thankfully, there's water right here, which will be good. There's a van over there. Is there anything in this garage? Not if we can't get inside. Volt Mojo electricians, they might have something useful. Electrical wire, garbage bag, floodlights. Some useful tools we'll keep in mind. But will we be able to get moving? No keys, and it's a wreck anyway. Look at that, we just grappled with you for a moment. Die. I'm trying to push up so that I can find a workable car. That pickup actually looks to be in good shape. A little crack on the side window, but that's okay. Of course, it's locked. There is a gas can. I've also gone ahead and re-enabled auras, because it just makes it so much easier, especially when things get hectic. Ranger. Might you have a weapon I can help myself to? Oh, well, you've got the key to a residence, ooh, and a badge. Teddy Sadler. You know, when the animation update came out and really made our characters more expressive and personalized, I really enjoyed how much that allowed us to engage with them and come up with our own stories for them and feel them in the world. Now, they've done the same thing with zombies. I don't know where you came from, but ooh. That house is barricaded. That house is barricaded, which means potentially supplies inside. I may not be able to get at that today. It's certainly worth a shot. And get them out wherever we can. We may not be able to get all this done in one day, but if we can kill a bunch and then lose the rest, maybe we can make something happen? That's right, 1 or 2 at a time. It's our football helmet. It gives us confidence. It's our safety blanket, you know? Of course, when this wrench goes, we're going to be significantly less confident. Try and get ourselves over there. Oh my god, nope, they're back. They're already back. I'm really questioning if there's... Nope, there are worthwhile things there. There are. It's just a matter of if we can get at them. Tell you what. Let's unbarricade this. If we've the time. Okay, there's still some heading this way. But I think we've pretty much lost them, especially since our place is in the back. So as long as we hurry up with this boarding, I think we should be okay. Do we have any nails? Well, that was a long day of pain. But I think getting back to that house is going to be a big deal. I think there's probably a lot of good loot in there. And we should try it again in the morning. Hopefully things will have dispersed a bit, but in the meantime, we need to fill our water bottle and take a bath. I truly cannot believe this is only day 2. How many zombies have we killed, actually? 38 so far. And in this small town, that's a significant portion, but we need to do more. It turns out I was really, really right, because I had no idea just how fundamentally this experience would change. But maybe it is for the better. All I know is that we are in a dire state, at breaking point. You're at your limit. This can't go on. We need to unwind. So we're going to close these curtains, meaning that the light from the TV will hopefully not draw anything in. Ooh. But maybe I should be concerned about the diner sign. Hang on. I also don't have nails to barricade that window with. We just kinda have to rely on security through obscurity right now. Oh my god, these cutaways are truly awful. I know that this light right here, we should be able to turn off directly from here. And this one. And all of these. We need to make this place as dark as we possibly can because zombies are attracted to it. Those gates open. This turns off. There is a shovel over here. Okay, we're gonna need that in the morning. Once again, I really don't like the fact that we can't barricade this window tonight. So we're gonna turn off the lights in here. But maybe we can unwind with some TV? Let's try... Let's try a movie, how about that? Or pause TV. Pause TV seems good. Wait, military testing? I just can't get away with it. He couldn't find any sources before, now it's everywhere. Wait, what about the news, then? There we go, jaunty music. That should do it, right? There we go, stress, boredom, and unhappiness just melting away. Allowing us to take our mind off these things, if only for a minute. But of course, there's only so much that can really do for us, huh? It's moments like these where we're just sitting in front of the TV trying to get what information we can and trying to settle ourselves down as much as we can, because that's the value in having to engage with everything. I thought this was going to be the road to Louisville. Turns out I can't even get out of my hometown. It really is the Kentucky experience in that way, huh? Of course, before we can do anything, there is an obligation that we have to fulfill. Come on, boss. Right this way. You always did put everything you had into this place, and I figure you wouldn't want to leave it. Wow, even in death, this guy is utterly exhausting me. Okay, well, we're almost there here. Let's just leave you right where you are. And start digging. I think right here between these trees is an appropriate spot. Lay you down. And fill it in. Unfortunately, I don't have the materials right now to give you a proper gravestone, but I figured I at least owed you this much. Look at that! We can actually sit on furniture now! That is a long-awaited feature! And we're gonna need it because, good lord, how are you supposed to clear out, like, masses of bodies? I mean, we were doing that with some degree of reverence. I am really glad we did it upstairs instead of in the basement now. Oh, what is that? Something very useful, I think. Oh, I came to you for your bag, but that is a prison jumpsuit. Looks like you picked the wrong time to escape, huh? Maybe you were safer inside. Alright, your duffel bag will be mine. And that's huge, because the way bags work in this game, they not only allow you to carry more, but they also substantially reduce the weight of anything you're carrying on you, which means that you'll always want to have something good. It looks like the dead have dispersed a fair bit. Not to mention we're just in better shape now, so if we can split these guys up enough, we can probably start seeing what this has all been for. Stand on top of these guys so they don't get up. To quote State of Decay, don't let it get up. There we go. There we go. And that's how it's done. The thing is, every single one you kill is one less to ruin your day. One less wandering the neighborhood, one less to come in behind you or gang up on you in a crowd, which means that each one you kill makes things exponentially easier. Now, anybody still lingering? Those two guys broke out of the bathroom, which makes things better for me. There's some food, and that's actually lard, cabbage, bacon, all good things, actually. Although I do want it all in the duffel bag, which we want to make our default. A radio, oh my god. But other than that, there's nothing much of use. We have a can opener already. Wow, I really thought this would have more in it based on that box we opened. It had all kinds of books. I noticed that these mailboxes are now filled with flyers and advertisements. Oop. Lumberjacks needed, huh? So even just an errant find inside a mailbox can lead you to think, oh, I gotta find that location. Maybe it has something I need. Actually, I am in dire need of some planks and nails right now, so that would be a good place to do it. And we improve our short blunt skill, meaning that this is gonna get better from here on out. Alright, just remember there's a crowbar upstairs. None of these cars are actually going to have a key in them, but this is one main reason why we go with mechanic. See, during my scrounging, I did come across an Electrical 1 book, and I believe we only need Electrical 1 or 2 alongside those mechanic skills to unlock hot wiring, and so electronic items have just become our priority 1. A small, dirty dress in the garbage bin at the gas station. Sometimes you just gotta think about what you come across. Well, this wasn't the most useful day at the office, but it wasn't the worst either. I think we really do just need to pursue the electrical skills, and hey, maybe we can de-stress a bit by just kind of sitting at the diner stand. It can now be too dark to read. Makes sense. I guess we'll just get some rest and go upstairs. Uh-oh. Oh god, has the water been shut off already? It's saying there's limited water in the bath. It's only like day 2 or 3. We have now spent a day reading the rest of that book, which means that we get a bonus to any skills we develop in electrical. So now we can go into our inventory and start taking apart these radios and walkie-talkies. That gives us some XP. Oh my god, that gives us like nothing. I had forgotten why I always play with like a 2 or 3 times multiplier on XP games. It's because this is absolutely painful. We're just gonna have to go here in order to wash ourselves. Just like Mother Nature intended. Unfortunately, Mother Nature doesn't have Tide Pods, so this is gonna take a little while to wash our clothes. Speed Go. Is that a mechanic shop? Is that the rival one across the way? Oh, and they're selling hay bales because, hey, this is Kentucky. Okay, maybe there's something useful we can grab from in there. You know, like a car? I mean, we could skip all of this if we just find a car with some keys. Trucking and transport. A logistics company. Yep. I heard you somewhere. Not a problem now. Vehicle key Chevalier Nyala. Which means there's gotta be one somewhere, right? Oh, we got a heavy-duty flashlight. That'll be good. Howdy. Need that water. We can use that to... Oh, look at this. Here's one of the new screens. Transfer liquids. There's a whole lot going on here. Wow, they made this unnecessarily complicated, and it looks like things aren't really scaled properly, but again, this is early, so it may take some time for all these bugs to be worked out. Point is, why can't I transfer? Oh, there we go. We just got to slide that over. And there we go. We filled our water bottle. And this may seem like a small thing, just like adding more steps to the process, but it really opens the door for a lot of creativity here, and a lot of room for modding for sure. Oh, is that our chariot out there? Will it even start? It's looking like it was somebody's project car. I'm not sure if the engine is in bad shape or if it just has no gas. Deandra Martz. You must be the one we found locked in the room upstairs. Let's get a look at this. The engine is in bad shape, but it should still run. I think it's just an issue of gas. We can maybe siphon some from other places. Oh, right here. Need a hose. You need a hose now. Rubber hose. There we go. Hey, look at that. We actually found something we're looking for in a place where it would logically be. I hope we get a decent amount. Does not seem like it was a decent amount. Oh, that's taking forever, which means this is a lot. Here's zombie coming through. Oh, it's the inspector coming to tell me that this isn't safe. Well, that's all right. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get through that hard hat of yours. Mine. The good news is we've managed to fill a complete fuel can, which means we'll be able to get that car moving again. The bad news is we are now feeling completely hopeless and miserable and ravaged by mourning and desperation. I think it's starting to sink in for us that things aren't going back to normal. I mean, the TV is still playing. I guess we don't get enough of a stress reduction from that, but at least we can get some of this blood off of us for the time being. I mean, hey, focus on the things we can do, right? You kind of have to be a therapist to yourself. And let's see what happens. There we go. It may not be in the best of shape, but at the very least it's moving. And right now, that's all we can ask for. Let's just slide you in here. And now one of the first big milestones in the game has already been reached. I'm just looking to see if something didn't follow us back across the bridge. There we go. We may be feeling hopeless, but it should be nothing a little ice cream can't solve. It made it better. Survivors have emerged from inside the exclusion zone. They've been let through, we don't know why, by the army. They've been held in a local military base in some sort of quarantine. I wonder if all this stuff actually exists in-game. They're scared, hungry, and come with shocking revelations. First came the fever, then came violence and a hunger for blood. This community was held and tested upon. Not all are with us now. Everyone inside the zone is infected, it is claimed. Everyone has succumbed. Well, not everyone, yet the spread of the disease comes only through attacks from infected individuals. So not airborne. The initial mass contagion is now over. There is now a renewed anger all along the camps on the boundary. The military have pulled back into their checkpoints. We are expecting a statement any time now. It sort of seems like they're abandoning the quarantine. America sits on a knife edge. The one question on everyone's lips. Why weren't we told? The curfew begins at 6 p.m. EST. Stay in your houses. Please tune into local programming for curfew information. I just love all this world and story stuff that's been added. Some of it was already in the game, but I think it's really grown with this update. It makes everything feel more real. It really helps with the role-playing to force us to really think about the human element here. The hopelessness that we feel, everything that we're watching fall apart. Even the entertainment channels are noting the fact that it's all pre-recorded content and periodically telling me to stay safe. In other words, even here, you can't really get away from this stuff. The fog is setting in today. Perfect to do some exploring in, huh? You know, in this fog, I keep forgetting that it's the middle of July. Hang on, let's turn on the AC just slightly. It seems like this whole place really is extremely rural. Farmers' fields and chicken coops and not really much for us to loot. Nothing we would need anyway. Unfortunately, plenty of people still around to get in my way. Oh. Oh. What truly stupid animals, but I still feel bad. I was like, what is going on? Can I can't butcher them without a knife, but I can put them in my bag, right? There we go. Might as well put them to use, right? Look, we connect onto a major highway right here. North goes to the other towns, the ones by the river. So this is the way we're gonna go in just a little while. I just want to get back and figure out what I can do with these things. Yeah, look at that. Little lambs running around in the fields. but the zombies don't really seem to mind them. And I believe I remember reading that, I don't know if it's going to be an option or if it's just at first or what, that zombies will not pay attention to animals. Yep, there they are. Look, I can see little babies running around. Now I understand why this new area has been added. It is ripe for testing out the new animal husbandry features. So if you want to mess with that stuff, definitely recommend spawning where I did. But now it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get into this car. And the locals are angry. So we can butcher these rabbits. It wouldn't let me place them on the counter for some reason. You would think that would serve us a lot better. But I guess I'll just put the rest of them in the freezer afterwards. And that should leave us with some meat that we can consume. I mean, I wonder if running them over actually means that there's less here to work with? Ooh, but it's not just that. We've also left bones on the ground as well. We can get bones from or pick up skeleton. I wonder if there's even going to be things like trophy hunting. Things we can do with the bones. A rabbit head. We can slice it. No wonder we're seeing these paring knife items everywhere. Animal brain. Wow, this actually goes crazy detailed. But the important thing is that we can put that in the oven and have ourselves some cooked rabbit. I like how the rain is actually louder outside because this window is broken open. Starting to see guys pile up in front of the base, and I think the reason for that is because when I drive back here, it pulls a handful from across the way, yes. And normally I would stay here for a while. This is a really nice place to set up shop. A really nice place, but I am trying to get there in the space of a video, so we're gonna move on fairly soon. Hey, look, they've added scratch tickets. Hang on. We can scratch it off. Although what we're using to do so, I don't know. Maybe just our nails like some kind of lunatic? Let's find out if it contains nothing of interest. Oh, come on. These need to be expanded on. Imagine the delicious irony of finding out you won like the Mega Millions, but now have no way to cash it. We can take these magazines and learn how to do things, but more importantly, we can de-stress ourselves, and what I'm realizing is that that's what we need most of all. Don't you just love those rainy afternoons reading by the window? It even helped a little bit. One good thing about not having much, you're not leaving much behind. So just about everything of value we have has been packed into this car. I'm taking the generator because we may need it at some point, even if we are going to be living the nomadic lifestyle. And let's see, is there room in there? There's not, which means it's gonna have to go in the back seat. Nope, it's gonna have to go. Can we do that anymore? Well, I guess that means we're not taking it with us then. Goodbye. Can't even keep it on our lap anymore like we used to. Well, this update is really determined not to let me have anything. But we have to go nevertheless. We've reached the highway. Now it's simply a matter of heading up until we see what we can see. Now unfortunately, we pretty much started off in easy mode, even though there was not an abundance of loot. Remember, this has always been eventually about getting out of the nest and into the world. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to learn the hard way just what kind of world this is. Oh, look at that. There's even... Oh, there's a couple of little baby rabbits struggling to keep up. I'm glad I saw them in time. I wonder if you could even, like, herd them using vehicles. Or Or even be able to ride horses at some point? I have no idea just how far they plan for this to go. As if I have to ask, it's the Project Zomboid devs. There's a gas station over there, but I don't know if I really want to touch that. Yeah, no, there's way too much, and I've already attracted way too much attention. A rail crossing, and a whole bunch of people waiting for the train. Following the tracks might be a good idea, but no. I still think we're better off just going for broke. We are burning through gas like mad, and I'm not sure how much farther we'll be able to make it. There's an exit here. And a gas station here, yes. Okay, prayers answered. Okay, intuition wins out again. Sorry, Cone. This car may be a piece of junk, but right now, it's all I've got. We could take fuel, or we could refuel from pump. And take fuel. Oh, you have no idea how glad I am for this rare opportunity to not have a million zombies clustered around one of these things. Nope, there's somebody. Sir, it's self-service. I can't help you with this. Alright, I warned you. There, I'm helping myself to your brains. Yeah, 15 gallons on one? Ooh, looks like they're running a special, everything free. Well, it seems like I'm gonna need all of this. Any tools are always useful. And ice cream. Now, I could continue along the highway, but I'm trying to move north. And I feel like it'll be interesting to see what's up this way. The back roads are where you make some fun finds. For example, at whatever this is. General store? Ooh, what a throwback. Ooh, wait. General store. There's the river. We must be extremely close to a town. Like, there should be something to our left and our right if we go far enough. Now, granted, I've never really spent a lot of time in Riverside, but I feel like some of this does look a bit familiar. I am sorry, I just hit a little lamb. God, what was it doing out here? I'm starting to see more and more houses. I don't really have much reason to stop, but once it gets late, I'm definitely gonna need someplace. I'm just making my way up to the river again. I'm kind of following along. I'm pretty sure the towns that I'm meant to be getting to have stuff that's along the river. Have I finally found something? I didn't hit a town nearly as quickly as I thought I would. And what's even more strange, I'm not seeing any zombies around. A couple of wrecked cars, but that's all. We might end up having to stop here for the night. Nothing here, you camouflaged beast. Of course, nothing. Independence Day party at Dixie Mobile Park. You know, I expect nothing less. Although that party is already come and gone if we look at our date. Oh. Nope, there's somebody. Tell you what, do you maybe have some keys to your house? Look at that, we sprayed blood on the wall from all the way over here. I think this is the first zombie we've killed today. I can hear somebody else. Whoa, my God. Yeah, that little jitter on alarmed. Alarmed is an understatement. Well, your bread is moldy, but at least we've got some peanut butter. Gotta keep our calories up in the apocalypse. Unlabeled can of food. Mystery can. Interesting. I think more things are gonna have to go into the trunk. But yeah, settling down here in this neighborhood is, I suppose, as good a place as any. This is actually a pretty nice and cozy little house. Just make sure that nobody decides to peek in while we're chilling. And let's see if anything is still coming in. We are currently about 6 days into the apocalypse. Ooh, and this guy was watching Life and Living. Now this is kind of the meta strat. I've never really done it before. But we can sit here and not only improve our boredom, we can also improve our carpentry. Quite substantially from what I remember. Look at that. We just improved our carpentry just from watching TV. We are on the road south of Louisville, not too far from me. What you're seeing is an exodus. But within this exodus, there is a plague. Scared people, injured people, all heading north. The scenes are the same on each side of the collapsed event boundary. People who sustained infected attacks in yesterday's chaotic scenes. This was a scene earlier today in which a mob descended on a young man who showed symptoms of the Knox infection. Everyone just wants to get north of the Ohio River. But rumors swirl that the military intend to shut off the bridge. Have you heard about that in the studio, Diane? Diane? I'm sorry, Mike, but Triple N are reporting that the Knox infection is now spreading without bites. It's what? Folks, you've never seen this before, but I'm telling you to tune into Triple N right now. That can't be true. I think it is, Mike. It's not confirmed, but we're seeing pictures that... Jesus. Let's see what Triple N is saying. We've had word from our reporter on the ground in Kentucky. It's spreading without bites. Get away from your television now! Oh god, it's a conspiracy network. Lock the door, get into the basement. No one knows how it's happening, but it is. Keep away from people, animals, everything. Purify water, turn off electrics, hide. It could be coming from anything, anywhere, and anyone. Go get your guns, people. Disassemble them, clean them, then reassemble. I just heard a gunshot in the distance. Lock them, load them, keep them that way. The founders of this beautiful nation gave us a right to bear arms. Liberals have tried to take that right away for years. I've sat behind this desk so many times explaining the obvious. Well, who's glad they've been at the range now, huh? Protect yourself, and you protect your future. This is it. We're ready. God bless. Good luck. No, I don't think you are. Because the best thing to have right now is a crowbar. Oddly enough, I'm feeling better now than I have at any point in the recent past. So maybe getting away has been good for me. Or maybe not that good. So let's see if I can feel around for the power button on the TV. I'm a cow! I find it hard to believe that a just God, could allow such a thing. But I also see God in those helping each other. I see God in those helping us. How can he let this happen? $15.99 plus postage and packaging. A better place in his presence. I believe that those changed are a step closer. Maybe already at his side. What else is there? Have you doubted? Have you doubted at all? I am human, and to doubt is human. Thomas doubted, but he was forgiven. We will all be forgiven. Thank you. This is the news. This is the news. Even yesterday, like, just the regular reports are starting to sound like scripture. Like biblical apocalypse tales. In Exodus, masses moving north, being called home. The turned at his side. I think we're gonna stop bothering with the TV for a while. Come on. We also need a new car as soon as possible. Still, you heard what they said. Everybody's trying to get north of the Ohio River. It probably doesn't even matter. There's no promise of anything. All we heard is that that's what people are doing. So let's do... Actually, wait, there's an ambulance crashed down there. I'm sure we can't get it moving, but maybe we can do something with it? Let's take care of the unfortunate crew. I can't even kill 4 or 5 zombies without getting overexerted. This update is just absurd for this. Trauma bag, grab, we're out. That's it, that's all we need. We are out. I'm simply not interested in dealing with this. We got some loot out of it and we didn't die, that's all that matters. Bait shop. Must be a dock here, right? Being able to do our own fishing would actually help us quite a bit. So getting at this car, but I don't even feel confident in handling what few zombies are here. Anybody coming this way? Actually, a lot of people coming this way. These cutaways are definitely messed up. Like, I can see inside without even going inside. But of course, that armory is going to be a bit of a pain. Come on, I have everything I need. Let me disassemble the door. I have what I need. Let me disassemble the door. It's not letting me. Now, less zombies means more trouble, and it's really making me rethink this whole Louisville thing, which, you know, previous combat is what I made this calculation on, that I would even be able to do this. But now I have no idea what I would even do if I got there. Really nice area of town, though. I don't think I'll be stopping anywhere nearby. Ooh, look at that. Here's some of those new systems in action. And a very dangerous one at that. If we're not careful, we could fall straight into the foundation. Visually, this is treated as a basement, but zombies could start pouring in from any angle at any time. Although I guess with enough imagination, you could consider this as a blank slate for the player to work within. Because you do have the ability to create buildings to build basically whatever you want, as long as you have the resources, the skills, and are willing to invest like an absurd amount of time in it. Something like this is an opportunity. Okay, let's actually have a look at some of those new menus we have access to. Oh, look at this. Blacksmithing, masonry, pottery, welding, outdoors. Lean-to shelters, barbed wire fence. There's those tried and true ring collector barrels. We can build brick and stone walls. This is all so cool. Stuff for milling, a spinning wheel, a loom. Even forges, grindstones. I remember reading a post by one of the developers a while back saying that the goal is to basically have a save be possible to continue on even after everything in the world has been exhausted, essentially causing you to kind of regress into a medieval society. Thank you for taking the stairs instead of just dropping in like I expected you to. Get down. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Am I trespassing in your sight? Yeah, I know it's against regulation. Here. Let me just hammer the rules in again for reference. Just on the off chance that I end up having to stay here tonight, which actually I think I need to because I think I need a different car before I move on. Let's clear out one of these houses myself. There's tall fences off to the sides, and that kind of makes these somewhat attractive in that regard. In we go. I think having a crowbar might make this easier. Yeah, curtains on the windows, a lot of floor space, a second floor to begin with. Get down, you. I can definitely hear somebody else somewhere within. Oh wait, you've got a note on you. But contains nothing of interest. I can hear it somewhere. Yep, there you are. Ooh, and there's a generator. Look, we can even see its little glowing electronic light in the dark. There's still... Oh. Well, here comes more. Tell you what, I actually need you outside. Anytime you want to die, bud. Thank you. Now, we're gonna have to clear these out in case we have to clamber over them in a hurry. I was able to take a full bath here. I wonder if the water shutoff actually happens in different places at different times? I don't know, but it's starting to seem more and more likely that this is where I'm gonna be spending the night, and... you know, maybe that's actually not the best idea. Because clearly things will just wander on in. Well, now I'm gonna need another bath. So I've started a new session now, and I've had a day to read up on this update a bit. And apparently, annoyingly enough, the muscle strain mechanic is not tied to our fitness or strength, but it's actually tied to our proficiency with a given weapon. That's why it started to feel like it was doing it less when we were using the hammer, but it's kind of back now that we're using the crowbar. So where are we at as far as long blunt? Nowhere, really. We gotta find some more of these things. More importantly, though, we gotta find somewhere we can stay. This place is already busted wide open. There's tons of things pouring in. I think what we need to do is find some place on the outskirts to lie low. And these are some pretty good outskirts, considering there's a literal fence separating us from the rest of the town. That is great. If only I can find some kind of structure out here. This will be an ideal spot. I don't think I'm gonna find some kind of structure out here. Wait, maybe down this way? Ooh, maybe a farm? Okay, there's tons of stuff here. Tons of stuff. Some seed packets, tools. Ooh, and a wood saw. If we take that, we can use that for cutting down doors that are locked. If only we had had that in town before. Zombie out in the field. Just hanging out with all them chickens. Hey, over here. I'm gonna be living in your place for a little while, so I'm gonna need your help. Let's just get you over here. You didn't do your little crawl animation, but I really need to train my crowbar skill on you so that this doesn't completely wipe me out every time I try to use it. I don't think this is just muscle strain. Dirty bandage, pain. But it looks like our scratch is healed at least. Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's take what we can, I guess. A dead mouse. Now I can't hear if there's somebody else inside, so... There's somebody else inside. Back here. Okay, well that's disturbing. Now the question is, can I handle what's coming? There's one. Two zombies. Hopefully that's all that shows up, but of course a delayed reaction is always possible with this. Oh, we're tired too. We need to sleep, and we need to sleep soon. And the only reason I'm bashing instead of stopping is because I need that XP. And a helicopter. Oh, convenient. Maybe they heard the noise. Hey, you, over here. Oh my god, great, you broke the window, cool. Oh, and there's two of you. Hey guys, no, not the window. I want you to come right this way. Right this way. Oh my god. Combat just sucks now. Come on. We see our very first zombie on the edge of the property. The helicopter actually follows the player from what I've heard, but I don't think getting inside is really going to help now because I think it's going to not leave. I really am just relying on the remoteness to save me right now. Any other place, I would be getting absolutely swarmed. Are you banging on the back door? No. Which means you're banging on a different door. Right this way, bud. I don't want you bloodying up my new house. Thankfully, it seems like you're all that showed up, but more can always come back later. Oh. Farmhouse has got a basement. Looks clear so far. Yeah, not a whole lot down here, although if I know my video games, that vent is made for climbing. God, it is almost unbelievable how much this very simple thing adds to the game. And all the things it necessitates. I mean, this is part of the reason... Ooh, box of nails. This is part of the reason why updates take so long, is because when these developers do something, they really look at everything that update affects as well. So I'm certain that basements are a big part of the reason why darkness is such a big part of the game now. I used to have to achieve that through settings. Since we're freaked out by blood, it's about all I can do to strip down to sleep because there's no source of water anywhere nearby. I don't think this place has a well. But in the morning, we'll see about getting back into town and see what we can do. Let's just try and get this patched up as best we can. We got one plank from disassembling the entire front area. Now, I'm actually curious, because I haven't interacted with any animals yet. Do you guys have, like, a menu of your own or something? Easy now, you don't seem to be afraid of me. Check Zone Ranch Chicken 470. Farm animals need a livestock zone to know where to stay. Animals in a zone will never leave it unless they're stressed, hungry, or thirsty. A fence is needed only to protect them from predators. If 2 or more zones touch, they are considered as one zone. Interesting. Also, I can't click out of this. Oh, but look, there's a whole menu on the top left. Feeding troughs, hutches, available food, no available water, and no roofed area. Well, I mean, I feel like that should count as roofed area, considering they can go inside it. Our mission for today is mainly about scouting. We have no idea where we're going to be able to find tools in town, and tools are what we need. We're going to need a sledgehammer if we're going to get around the barricade in Louisville, and we're going to need to just train up our skills in general, because right now, we don't have the capacity to fight a lot of things. For example, stuff like this. Alright, so new goal for today, just kill zombies with the crowbar. Just kill zombies with the crowbar, because if we don't fix this muscle strain problem, we literally can't do anything else. Yeah, this really, really, really needs to be tuned. Found a stick in the garage and turned it into a spear. Let's try it out. It broke. Oh, but it turns into a stake. Look at that. It whittles down. Unfortunately, yeah, it still sucks. Even when they're on the ground in front of you, it still sucks if you have muscle strain. I completely got it down to nothing. There's a generator here as well. There's different kinds of generators, too. File. Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of new tools. I'm sure that all has to do with the new crafting system. A hatchet. Oh, I'd love to have that. Oh, there's another key here. Okay, I'm not going to take it right now. Christ, maybe I will. Hang on. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll have to be back to transfer all my stuff. But this is extremely useful. There's my car right there at the gate. This is a fantastic replacement. Right, this is the chariot that's going to ride us to Louisville, which means the old one is still probably the one that we're going to use to ride around town. But that is an excellent development. It handles really well, too. But otherwise, we didn't really accomplish a whole lot today. Yesterday we came here for loot. Today we are here to train. We have lots and lots of food, and we'll take what we can in that regard, because for now I think we're going to stay here a while and just kind of try and sustain ourselves until our combat skills are decent. We also need to figure out how this strain mechanic works, so I think we're going to just kind of kill a zombie here and there using only the crowbar, not any pushing or anything, and then just kind of rest for a while. Because doing it continuously is definitely worse. It's just a matter of how long do we need to wait for things to tone down. Like, is each 10-minute span a tick, or what? When we're not strained, the crowbar does kill fairly quickly. You got around that fence quicker than expected. If If I just kite you for a little bit, is that better for me? Answer, it doesn't much matter if somebody else shows up. I'll tell you one thing. At least it used to be that progress in a weapon skill was by hit, but I noticed that I didn't get too much yesterday when I was fatigued, so I'm thinking maybe it is by kill now? Ooh, it is worth noting now, though. I had read on the subreddit that getting those skills up reduces muscle strain, but there are actually more detailed descriptions of what these skills actually do when you mouse over them now. Probably a necessity now with all these extra skills, but that is something that this game has needed for a long time. Farming is now 3 different skills, which makes sense. Yeah, I waited a while before getting that guy, and we still ticked down into muscle strain. Ooh, a letter in the mailbox. Wait, we're reading it for entertainment. I thought it would actually come up on the screen. I guess we're a bit of a snoop, huh? Oh well, I definitely think we could use something to reduce our stress. It's a good idea to use the axe with a flashlight. Yeah, there we are. Look, you've got a freezer down here too. Yes, and we do need to gain calories. But we can turn this light on. It is so cool for flashlights to actually have a use now. Look at this. You've got a little man cave down here. Place to hang out with the boys on Friday night. Oh, it's a Dungeons and Dragons den! RPG manual, Legends of Ironsbag, John Spiral, Action and Intrigue. Ah, this is so cool. Honestly, between these basements and all the new level of detail that's been added to structures in general, this game is so much better to just explore now, and with it, so much more atmospheric. I had said before that at first we engaged with our characters more by adding these animations and clothes, then we engaged with the zombies more by giving them names and attaching them to the world. And now the world itself speaks about the people who lived here. Ooh, I've been overlooking these knee pads, but if we wear one on our left knee, they're individualized, and one on our right knee, that does protect us to an extent. That's cool. Like, look at this detail. I don't know if this was in the game before, but if you faintly see our cone of vision in front of us, if we unequip the helmet, it actually increases a bit. It does decrease our field of view, so there are disadvantages, aside just from stats, to wearing the helmet. And there's our long blunt improving, finally. And there's our muscle strain kicking in. Ooh. Ooh, hello. I thought I had been in this basement already. And I think I can hear something. Might just be my character's own strain. And there's tight corners down here. Oh, it might be a radio. Now's not the time for my own breathing. Oh, God. This is the reason why basements were my most anticipated feature in this update, even in spite of everything. Okay, I saw the light switch back there. Bleach, we might need some. Alright. Another crowbar. Okay, this place is great. This place is great. A whole warehouse full of tools down here. A pipe wrench, yes. Ooh, that might actually be better than a crowbar for us. Because, look, we have, as a mechanic, we have a 3 times multiplier to growth in that skill. Yes, 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 we're gonna want all this. Another claw hammer. Oh, we are gonna be so weighed down, but that's alright. Oh. My. Boink, June 1980. Firecrackers and a toy car. You know what? I'm not one to judge. I'm just gonna leave this like I found it. The detail on this game is such that I noticed that even the nutritional information on food can be too dark to read. That is insane. That is pure insanity, and I love it. Alright, it's a little late, but time to head home. It's important not to get complacent when driving, because even a little bump, if we break a headlight, if we damage this engine a little more, suddenly this thing doesn't look nearly as attractive and we're stuck trying to find something else. I am in the process of improving my electrical slowly, but I'd rather not have to fall back on that. Still, coming down these country roads at night with only our headlights to guide us is a bit spooky. Here we are. We're gonna have to get these windows covered. But all in all, this was an extremely successful day. Let's make sure we turn the headlights off. Thanks to this muscle strain, the early game is even more of a slog than usual. But I have to say, as always, even though there are some growing pains, this update is a huge step in the right direction, and it has definitely reinvigorated my interest. And I haven't even started messing with the crafting and stuff yet. Imagine, all this, and I haven't even started messing with, like, the key new feature. But all that will have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.